Check that we are all good, which we appear to be. We are all... Yeah, there we go. With social posts. We are good. How is everyone doing? There we go. We are booted up, and I just need the other chat window. Obviously, go there. Everything is live. Everything is set up. I definitely am awake after accidentally falling asleep on the sofa after dinner. I had my little vegan fake chicken burger and chips, and then lost like an hour and a quarter of my day. It's all good. We're here. We're awake. Definitely alert enough to do a Twitch stream. Oh. I need to remind myself what quests we have on the go. I feel like half of the companions have companion quests available right now. I feel like we have things for basically everyone. That's not even looking at side, like, non-companion side quests that we either have picked up or could go pick up pretty easily, I think. Sandra, the Storm Rider. Lord of Fortune is asked to meet Taj at the Hall of Valor to brag about looting a dragon's hoard. Okay, yeah, we've got that one to do. Stealing from the wrong dragon's hoard leads the Lord of Fortune to a shocking end. Something wicked. Antoine and Evka want to learn more about the Blight. Black Emporium is a shop. We can get around to going there whenever. Nev wants to discuss with the threads about Aelia, the other storyline about a blood goddess. Lucanus. A piece of news brings the conflict between Lucanus and Spite to a crisis point. Whereas there's information for Lucanus about Ilario and Katarina. Oh yes, this was, we know that Ilario is the one that got Lucanus locked up. We know that. Heart of the Titan. We've got to go to the deep roads to rescue newfound friends and confront the sinister force haunting her. Oh, this is, I think, the finale of Harding's companion quest, or maybe not the true finale, but I think this is the mission that gets Harding to, like, full loyalty mission status, which is pretty good. Davrin meets with someone who has information on the Gloon Howler. Okay, that's pretty close to the end of that quest chain. I'm gonna leave. I'm not gonna do this Harding one straight away. I don't wanna go into finishing Harding's quest before people have had a chance to start arriving to the stream. Anything else to grab in here? We could go do the Cataranda the Storm Rider, probably. Yeah, this isn't too big of a quest. We can start with this. Plus, it progresses Tasha's storyline, so obviously this is the priority. Anything Tash related becomes #1 priority. We know this. Travel's Crossroads. I need to start using other characters soon. I know. I need to get those bonds up.
The voices again.
Ooh, what do you have for us?
But surely the knowledge you gained.
My champions offer themselves willingly. More works of precision laid low before finding their full potential.
You will have new subjects in recompense. Whatever you wish.
Rook's fire I would see if there is enough dragon blood in their veins to begin a new arch-demon.
Inspired. Consider it done.
I don't think we're meant to have
She can
overheard
try.
that yet.
If they touch you, death will be the least of their problems.
I think we may have heard that a little out of order. It's fine. Not that many people have arrived in chat yet. It's fine. Don't worry, game. We've limited how much you can do a spoiler there.
Places between.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about the Lords of Fortune's location that you can never... When you go to the Alluvion at the lighthouse, it won't let you just fast travel straight to the quest for quests at the Lord of Fortune place. Who knows?
We're not alone. To think, Morrigan was the transposition of Mythor,
The what?
the carrier of the spirit. Not as a full possession, but gaining memories of the past.
Oh, okay.
Rumor has it that Morrigan helped the Inquisitor, possibly by turning into a dragon to...
She what? How'd she do it? What kind of dragon?
Well, I wasn't there.
We have to ask her next time.
Morrigan gained the power to just transform into a dragon? How? What kind of dragon? Tosh, do you want Morrigan to teach you how to become a dragon? Is that a thing? Do you want the power to be a dragon? Hey, Thimba. How do you today? Not that long a time, no speak. Go to the bar. Oh, I'm hanging out up here. Oh, there's a quest on the board. We've had word of ship getting attacked by a dragon, a big one, maybe even Kataranda herself, just off the coast. Keep an eye out for survivors. If one of them is that Aethelred, tell him to get back, here so I can give him a mild stabbing for idiocy.
Storm Riders get really possessive about their hordes. She'll be tracking the scent of anything that got taken.
Oh, this is that. Oh,
Looks
this
like
is
they're
that
talking
lightning
about a
dragon that's a
dragon.
nightmare to fight.
Kataranda?
Kataranda the Storm Rider. She's bad. She's real.
Hey, Ollivander.
Breathes lightning, like the Vincimer.
The Vinsomer was kind of friendly, though.
Kataranda isn't. She is a bad dragon.
A bad dragon? Ooh. Thimba says, to be honest, I'm still confused about that Daniel Mullins game. Yeah, I've not done any further research as to whether that's a real thing or not, or whether or not Daniel Mullins is actually involved in it. Because here's the thing, I wouldn't... It seems like obviously a joke, but I wouldn't put it past either Devolver or Daniel Mullins to have really done it. Okay, is it just the dragon fight, or do I have to track it? Let's go on foot. Let's just follow the marker on foot and see where it leads. I'm guessing this is going to be one of the things where we have to track signs. Yeah, we've got to go and investigate the wreck. We've got to go investigate the shipwreck that the dragon caused. We can't just go straight to it.
Your old necromancer friend, Hezenkos. She's a lich?
In some respects, her attempt to achieve lichdom was only partially successful.
So there are different kinds? Which kind are you? A good lich or a bad lich?
I'm not a lich.
Oh, okay. But Hezenkos is bad? We're okay to kill her? Or re-kill her?
Yes, if we must.
Okay.
Is
Sorry we have to re-kill your friend.
killing a lich the one situation in which using the TikTok avoid the algorithm-ism unalive the most correct use of word.
Thank you.
Are we unaliving a lich rather than killing it?
Perhaps this lost treasure is in the wreckage nearby?
Ooh, treasure. Probably here.
Gotcha.
Oh, melt this gold down. Is there treasure underneath all this gold? Undeadifying. Timber says, not gonna lie, I've been using Unalive lately and regret nothing. Look, I don't hate Unalive nearly as much as some other people. I know there are some people who have a real disdain for it. I don't mind a good internet anachronism like Unalive. Unalive works. Sometimes you're not in the mood for talking about death. Unalive's just a little chiller. Yeah, I don't always need to be reminded that the world is harsh. Sometimes undying will do. Unaliving will do. Oh, I finally started my second personal playthrough this week of this game. I've not played far, but I've started playing as a warrior, of the Morn Watch. I'm starting my path towards romancing Emmerich and seeing how that storyline plays out. Hey, Neon Void Kitty. Sorry, I didn't say hello when he first arrived. That's on me. There we go. Big bash. What is death when you're already dead? I personally hate internet censorship speech, but that's a platform problem, not an individual creator issue. It's... I know... I understand the valid reasons that some people are averse to internet censor speech, in that it feels like giving too much power over our linguistic choices to a corporation. I think that's a really valid take. But also, I think I ultimately land on feeling language evolves, and it evolves for stupid reasons sometimes for valid reasons, sometimes for important reasons. Language is going to change, and I don't think there's any benefit in fighting it. Language going whatever way it goes. I think there is value in seeing the beauty of new terms emerging and recognizing that a different way of talking about a thing isn't inherently bad as part of the options of language. But I don't like think that people are wrong to feel otherwise, you know. Right, let's continue searching for this dragon. Yeah, I nearly didn't make it to the stream today. I did the Devolver stream earlier, had dinner, and then promptly fell asleep for a good hour and a half on the sofa. I thankfully had the foresight to set some alarms, in case that happened. I slept through the first 2 alarms. It was alarm number 3 that actually got me awake. I know myself well enough to know my needs there. Oh, is it time for this fight? This fight is hellish. This fight is a nightmare.
Cut her under through
We
that
will see
ship
how
like-
well or not I do
Looks like
with
something
it.
took the treasure and buried it.
If this is the fight I'm thinking of, this dragon is going to create a whole bunch of electricity on the ground, and a whole bunch of places where I can't stand without taking electric damage, and it's going to really make it difficult to, like, work out what ranges I need to be attacking from. We'll see.
What? He flew off with the treasure.
Dragons aren't the only ones who like to collect anything shiny.
Okay, let's chase this little crow. I want to destroy this thing that's going to give me additional super meter before the boss fight starts. sure there's a reason I need to follow the bird in order to fight the dragon. Let's go. I know this area pretty well. We can sprint through it relatively quickly.
Perhaps we could leave the bird something else that shines in exchange.
We have to pay you? I feed you breadcrumbs every week.
Come on, bird, just give me my stuff. Let me do my boss fight.
Another of those Fen Harel altars.
Nope. Nothing.
That one. Oh, oh. Finver says, I was reading a Eurogamer article about today's Devolver conference, and not even Eurogamer is sure about Devolver Adventure DX. That's the thing. I'm going to assume it's not real, because if it was real, I think there would have been a download link and it would have been available, like, right then and there. I think that's mostly Devolver's vibe, is that they reveal the goof
This is all of the treasure
pretty much
stolen
straight
from
away.
Tyrande.
Let's get to the beach where I lured the Vinsimer. Plenty of open space for a good fight. And be ready.
They
with
don't really
horses.
hang around. Like,
Lightning
they, you know,
dragons
what
are
was
more
it? The
sensitive to poison than most.
Devolver Expo, where you could, like, wander around a fake E3. Like, that was available straight away. Like, usually they let you interact with the gimmick right away. Ooh, I have to start the boss fight with a proper little quest start prompt. This tells me, yeah, it's gonna be a big fight. Okay. But yeah, I wouldn't put it past them. I wouldn't put it past them to do something weird like that. Okay, level 35. You're not too bad of a level. It's only when you start electrifying all the water on the floor that this is going to become a big problem. How far into the fight can I get before you start trying to electrify the water? I guess it's maybe the 25 or 50% mark. I might actually get more of the fight than I expected. Shagtastic says, it's just level 35 dragon, you've already killed worse. Yeah, but the higher level dragons didn't electrify the floor underneath me, so I had to be looking at my feet the whole fight to not accidentally die from electricity. And I think it also darkens the environment. It's one of those ones where you can't see what you're doing and the water's electric. I remember that being what made this kind of hellish. Okay, yeah, let's just speedrun this before it has a chance to get that much worse. That's if this is the fight I'm thinking of, I think it is.
This is my beach. Tarala.
Oh, you're flying up in the air. This might be it. Hey, NH London. Welcome to the second Laura stream of the day, indeed. Oh. Okay. You're firing just random bolts of lightning. That's fine. Oh, yeah, this is it. You're electrifying all the water. Cool. This is where this fight gets a little fiddly. I've got to keep an eye out for, like, the thin bands of safety on the floor. I'll try and take the pretty big barrier down. And keep an eye on it breathing blasts of laser breath at me. We'll warn you when it's happening. All you have to do is quickly read through chat in the middle of battle. Cool, yeah, if I read through chat in the middle of battle, I'll know when something dangerous is coming. That is the safest way to deal with this encounter, I'm sure. Tee-hee. Okay, the barrier's down. I'm gonna need to start swapping Emmerich to being my party healer soon, rather than trying to get my combo attacks off. Yeah, you are party healer. Yeah, I've gotten pretty good at the dragon fight at this point. It's not too bad. Oh. Yeah, if you get knocked over while in the electrified water, it adds up pretty quickly how bad it gets. Heal me, heal me. Okay, we're coming up on halfway. I'm managing my health better. Oh, the water's not electric this time. That's good. That means I can get in close enough to do my magical shotgun blast attack. And I'm healthy enough, we can probably wait for Tarsh's combo to return. We can do the detonation, which will lock the dragon in place for a moment.
Perfectly ferocious specimen.
Oh, okay, right, we're getting back into the electricity is everywhere phase. Ow. Oh, let's get over here before the electricity is striking. Oh, barrier's back up. Let's use a potion. Let's do an attack with Emmerich. Let's just try and get the barrier down really quick. If I'm going to take damage doing it. Don't give it a chance. Bring it back. Oh, Thimper, congrats on hitting 100 blue-skied folks. It's been pretty chill over there, and growth has been nice. It's been cool. I had a good amount of people following me today after I did a the Tism is hard thread. I talked about them having autism feelings, and a fair few people were resonating with, hello, let me talk about struggling with my mental health. Ooh. Ow. Okay, we're gonna have to use you to heal Emmerich. Big blast, big blast. Yeah, my morning today was spent listening to one song on loop and not getting any work done. It was one of those kind of days. My brain will do nothing other than find the thing it's getting dopamine from, and that is good, well-known predictability, and just loop it. That's all I had in me today. I don't know how much it says about my mental state what I was listening to. I will find the lyrics of what I was listening to on loop today, because there was a particular chorus to a song that apparently was what my brain latched onto as, yes, this is how we fix our mental health today. I need to remember what the band's name is even. I know the song very well, but I couldn't tell you who sang it. Okay, oh, so close. Oh, the water's not electric. I can get in quick. This might be another Laura introduces chat to some music stream today. Oh.
We just took down Deathstorm the Storm Rider. We are drinking for free tonight.
And I believe there may be some treasure caught in her scales.
Yep. Storm Riders carry around bits of their hoard. I think maybe they get worried when it's not with them.
Oh, hell yeah. Look at that. Is the song I was listening to today called what I think it was? What was the name of the song I was listening to on loop today? It was indeed what I thought it was called. It's called Sleep with a Baseball Bat by Cosmic Johnny, which is a great name for a band, right? Lyrics, Sleep with a Baseball. Yeah, this is what the lyrics I had stuck in my head today were, the chorus goes, when your love is an anxiety attack, don't settle for that, don't settle for that. And when you wake up and find the claw marks in your back, sleep with a baseball bat, sleep with a baseball bat. It's a good, catchy track, but apparently those couple of lines were what my brain latched onto and was like, yep, just... We're going to sing about sleeping with a baseball bat today. That's where we're at. This bee says, is it just me thinking that this game has quite a few dragon fights? I mean, all of the Dragon Ages generally do. It probably doesn't help that I've done a lot of the dragon fights in quick succession. I've gotten to a point in the game where lots of them are available and I'm kind of doing them all in one go, because I enjoy the dragon fights a lot. Dragon Age as a series has always been like, dragons are the epitome of big, cool thing for you to fight. Here's some big cool dragons to fight. I have done them in the kind of density that's going to make them seem more common than they maybe are. Right, let's go do a story quest. Let's go do the companion quest that's going to make Harding be loyal to us. There's still going to be more of Harding's story about finding out what's going on with the giants and the stone magic and the titans, but this is going to be the mission that's like, It's time. Harding's sorted her shit out. She's ready to commit. Oh, I'm sorry you didn't get a notification, the BT. I don't know if it's because this is the second time I've streamed today, that maybe Twitch did a notification for the first stream but not for the second stream. I think if you stop streaming and then start streaming within a certain window of time, Twitch doesn't push notifications out the same way or as reliably, which, yeah, definitely... the numbers of people viewing were slower to start today, and that often happens, anecdotally, that often happens on days where I've done a second stream. Yeah, so for a reminder of what was going on Harding's story, Harding got weird stone magic, went to talk to some special dwarves that were like, hey, go talk to this big stone statue lady who's like, hey, you're unlocking the magic of the Titans, but also there's something in the depths of hell that is after you now, so sorry about that. Hey, Artist Synth. And yes, it seems like something bad is going down in the mountains, so we gotta go check everyone's okay.
The missing dwarves started their patrol here. If we retrace their steps, we'll figure out what happened to them. I hope. This way. And be on your guard. I don't know what we'll find here.
Got your back.
Yeah, a bunch of the dwarves went missing. Okay, I did not head toward the entrance to the deep roads, did I? I just started running my own goddamn direction.
They were definitely here.
This is good. We're headed in the right direction.
Ah, what I did was I ran ahead of Harding, who was investigating very obvious clues we were going the right way. Okay, now... Shagtastic says, I always loved dwarf infrastructure in games. It's so grand and big no matter what series you're playing. Yeah, it's always
The
very
entrance to the deep roads is
ornate
through here.
but sturdy.
Let's go.
It's beautiful but functional in a way that I appreciate a lot. Okay, we've got to find the entrance to the deep roads. One would assume is
I think
probably...
there's a passage back here. Stand back. I'll move this rock aside.
Down, down, down we go.
And it looks like the passage
Down the
leads down.
dwarven road.
Undead?
Oh,
Why are there undead things here?
I finally got around to watching Agatha all along. You know, fuck Disney Corporation and whatnot, but, you know, there are ways to not financially support them and still see their things. I did finally watch Agatha all along. People were not joking about how gay that show is, which is good. And I am very much of the opinion it's probably the best thing that the MCU has done in terms of TV shows in a while. It is... Agatha all along's pretty fucking solid. A lot of really interesting... Oh, if I watched this a second time, you definitely laid the stuff out for me.
It might be
I don't
one of
feel
these
like
Kalsharok
these were
dwarves.
impossible to
Come on,
notice
let's try to
clues
find a
or
way
to put
forward.
together in a way that was very satisfying.
We should head this way. Harding, if you please.
And I've had, for anyone who has seen it, I've had the song about the Witch's Road stuck in my head for about 2 days.
It feels... Rook, I think there's someone in there.
Someone in there, you say? NH London says, I really enjoyed WandaVision, so I should check out Agatha. It is a direct follow-up to WandaVision that is, I would argue, the best thing they've done since WandaVision in the MCU TV stuff. It is, like, WandaVision was very clearly the most, like, stylistically and, like, thought-through, interesting show they'd done at the point it came out. This is another one of those. What I've been referring to as the WandaVision cinematic universe, pretty on point. It's Gay is a pretty solid recommendation for me. It's very lesbian with one token teenage gay. We've got lots of older lesbian women and one teenage gay lad. And it is about the sisterhood of older lesbian women and one teenage boy. All sisters, all part of the sisterhood. It's pretty rad. One of the witches is Patti LuPone, who is the voice of, I believe, Yellow Diamond in Steven Universe.
We've got you.
You. It's you.
Yes, it's me, Harding.
But you were... no, it couldn't have been. Oh, my head.
What happened?
Can you tell us what happened?
We were on patrol. Storgol thought he heard something. Someone weeping, he said. He left to investigate. Never returned. Soon we all started to hear it. The weeping, the whispers. Something took me as I rested. A shadow tinged with red. The last thing I saw before suffocating darkness.
And you thought that suffocating darkness was Harding, did you?
How did you survive in a rock?
That's your question? Right now?
Yes!
I bet it's a dwarven thing. Children of the Stone.
Our philosophers may have an answer, but I do not.
Oh, the rock's kind of porous, I guess. Maybe that's it.
Just rest. You're no longer in danger.
Something's still out there.
But it's not after you anymore.
I understand. May the ancestors be with you.
We should keep going. I sense someone else close by.
Be careful. Trust nothing you hear. Trust nothing you see. And thank you, Harding.
What about you? Do we trust you that we shouldn't trust anything? Logic?
Stay here. You'll be safe. Come on. I know
Being
there's
a
more
little
missing.
shit.
Looks like old mining stuff.
There's lyrium all through these rocks. I'm not surprised people tried to get at it.
Okay, time for us to do a puzzle dungeon for a little bit to work
Scuff
out
marks. That
our
looks
way
like
to where we're
someone
going.
was-
Dragged off.
We have to find them.
Yeah, we need to be up there. Okay, we're gonna have to go a whole long way round, aren't we? Well, if this is gonna be a little bit of a puzzle dungeon to find our way to where we're going, this might be where we do a round of Laura's music corner, where Laura puts on some music to introduce people to. That might be the time while we explore this very important to Harding's story dungeon. Yeah, screw it. We're doing Laura's music intro corner. Let me turn this down for a little bit. I'm sticking on the song that I had stuck in my head all day today that got me through a little bit of an autism wobble. I probably listened to this about 30 times today. Yeah, it's probably a good volume.
Something's broken in your head, and you can't run away when you need to. Hey, space cadet, are you still floating around the rock that you spent so much of your life trying to get away from? And does it at least look different from up there? When you're lost
I'm going to stop it there. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but there's a couple of minutes of the thing that kept my mental health intact today. Sarah says, oh, I realized something about Cal Sharok during my second playthrough. I didn't realize one very big difference between them and Orzammar. What is the difference, you noticed, out of curiosity? Alright, let's let this person out the rock.
Stay here. You'll be safe.
Use it or lose it. Let's blast you with the big laser. There we go. Blast them. Blast them.
Someone follow up! We need to go up. Let's look for a way to get there. Look, there's a way through here. Someone else is close by. Come on.
Alright, more people to let out the rock. Come on, Harding, catch up. Here we go.
You're safe now.
Harding? What's happening?
It means we're on the right track. Stay here. You'll be safe.
The ground is shaking every time we let one of these people out. And from history in this series, we know that the ground is shaking. Probably the Titans, innit? Usually the bloody Titan. The big thing I've missed since starting doing a warrior playthrough in my own time of this game, I'm having fun with the warrior, particularly with the two-handed weapon, but it's not just having the big laser is the thing I've missed, because when there's like multiple boxes like this and I want to destroy all of them, as the mage I can just kind of do that, whereas the warrior I have to throw a shield Captain America style, like one at a time, back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. It makes it slower to destroy like a batch of boxes, and it's not an important thing like gameplay or pacing wise.
Can you?
But
Thanks, Harding.
it has made the game feel immediately
I
less
didn't move that.
smooth. It's made it feel more like there is more of a barrier between me and what I want to do because I played as a mage first.
I don't.
It is a
know
quality
what
of life
to
thing
tell
about the
you.
mage that I miss now I'm not playing a mage.
Delirium.
We can worry about that later. Demon's coming.
Tara says, you get greeted outside by someone from the city. In Orzammar, if a dwarf sees the sky, they lose all standing in society and they're no longer welcome in the city. The dwarves in Cal Sharok go outside and can even travel without being removed from their society. Yes, and I think that a big part of that is they were inherently changed by what they went through anyway, so they're like, why cling to the vestiges of what Dwarven society is quote unquote supposed to be. We've been through something. We're not so paranoid that a little thing's gonna make us not dwarves anymore. We've been through worse. Sort of the vibe I got. The rules of a dwarven society that abandoned them and didn't come to them in their time of need aren't super important to them. I think it probably helped being able to talk to their big stone statue and being like, do you mind if people have gone outside? No, I don't mind if people have gone outside. Cool.
I think this is the last
We're
one.
probably okay then.
Is that... I think that's Veilguard.
Oh, it's the dude that greeted us when we first came to the city. Speaking of getting greeted on our way in.
Lace Harding, you should not have come.
You needed help.
We had to do something once we knew you were in danger.
You are both fools, and I am forever grateful for it.
I have my
What happened?
my simple, predictable dessert tonight is just bowl of dry cereal.
The memory is clouded.
Crunchy bowl of dry
I
cereal.
recall a cry in the shadows, and then
The nice, predictable dessert
I
of
awoke
choice.
in darkness, pressed against the stone. No room to even breathe. Time lost meaning. There was a voice in my ears murmuring in despair.
Arevia has just downloaded Balatro for the first time. I have wished her luck. Whose voice was whispering in your ear?
Did you recognize the voice? Who was it?
A shade, a rot within the stone.
And it's after me. The only way to stop it is to face it.
Don't. It will consume you.
You, mister, need to rest. I'll handle
I
it.
got this.
Farther in. That's where the Titan's heart is. That's where I have to go. That's where it ends.
The Titan's heart? Are we in an actual Titan?
I've offered my
How do you-
presence.
I
I've
just
offered my
know.
presence to be like, hey, if you need advice, let me know. Enjoy having this become existence for a while.
Whatever happens, we'll be right here with you.
Thanks. All of you. I'm ready.
Okay, let's go to the Titan's heart and see what we find at the center of it.
Red lyrium's usually blighted. This isn't that. It's just lyrium that's angry.
This isn't red lyrium, like the kind of lyrium that's blighted.
badass.
This is just lyrium
Over there.
that is red?
That's where I have to go.
It's a different thing. It's not the same as red lyrium though. Oh, that spinal column under the crystal heart. Fascinating aesthetic for a boss fight arena.
What? I don't understand.
Hey! Hey, Crystal Harding.
It looks like you. All right, everyone breathe. We can handle this.
Look at me! Don't you remember? They broke us into a million pieces, and this is all that's left.
So we've come across some of this because we did the solar stuff already. We know that the elves separated the Titans from their spirits. We separated them from their dreams. We harvested their blood to make the bodies of the first elves. We took the magic from the Titans and destroyed the Titans in such a way that their dreams became the blight and their bodies scattered into eventually the dwarves, and they were infinitely lesser than what they once were. And this sure seems like an embodiment of the anger of the Titans, the rage of a species all but decimated, has taken human form, and is like, why aren't you angrier that we are so much lesser than we could have been? Lauren Yellinghamby says, don't you remember? Lady, I've never seen you before in my life. Yeah, but it's like, I think it's meant to be like, don't you remember as in like the spiritual memory of a people? Do you not remember being greater than what we are now? Do you not feel the song of what we once were singing through the stone and through your magic?
Anger and pain. My anger and my pain.
You cast me.
Ah.
I couldn't bear it.
Yeah, so when Harding first found out, like, sort of the nature of the magic, the stone magic she was getting, she was, like, furious about, like, what was going on. And she tried to, like, just shove that emotion down, and part of it seems like this might just be, oh, you tried to, like, stop yourself from being angry about what happened to the dwarves? Well, fuck you. Your anger is manifest now. Fight me.
I'm sorry.
I am literally your anger about what happened to us.
I'm so sorry.
They built their world on the wreckage of us.
Yep.
Vengeance is all we have.
What's happening to her?
Time to do a fight without Harding here to help
You have to get to her.
as party healer. Repression always works, says Lizzie, right? It's working so well for Harding right now.
This whole place is coming down. We're not leaving Harding. You can still get through to her.
Yeah, that defeated skeleton is just hanging out there, I guess.
Harding, this has to stop. You'll kill us all.
Don't you understand what they did? The elves ripped away our dreams so the earth would be
Then just a synopsis as she tried a meditation app on her phone.
broken and forgotten. Such a heavy-hitting boss. You have some quick moves in your arsenal. It's a big area of effect. Spikes. Yeah, it's not being able to dodge out the cone because you'll dodge straight into the circles. It's tricky.
I remember all of it. Everything the Avenurus did to the Titans. And now the world will remember.
Chat, what do we do? Option number 1, Harding contains the Titan's shade through her compassion. Or 2, Harding contains the Titan's shade by embracing her anger. Are we embracing compassion or anger, folks? What do we do? I would be a little concerned by the RGB eyes. I would be a bit worried about it if I were in charge. I'll give folks a second to have some input in chat before I give my thoughts. Okay, everyone seems to be on anger. Huh, interesting. Lauren says anger. Red Manticore says anger. Darvian says rage. So I'll tell you what I did in my playthrough. I went for compassion because I was like, that's always been Harding's thing, is compassion above all, love and support and being there. I never went rage, so rage is going to be... Well, it seems like rage is what chat wants. I've not seen how this plays out. Anger is pretty justified, but it's... Anger is a difficult emotion to embrace in a healthy way, is sort of my thinking.
They silenced the Titans. They ripped up their souls. Your pain and your anger are justified, but don't let it control you.
Oh, okay.
Make it yours.
Okay, I'm glad that this is the angle. That we're not just going, let the anger flow through you, embrace the dark side of the force. It's like, no, be angry, but, like, control. Like, anger that you can own. Okay.
You took everything from us. And you thought you won. But we're still here.
That's a better outcome for anger than I thought it would be.
We will thrive in spite of you.
I'm curious what this is going to mean for Harding going forward. This feels like it's going to set up a version of Harding who's a lot more dubious of working alongside the other dwarves, maybe? That's all for the treasure. Yeah, okay.
That was intense.
This is one of the first,
My
like,
mind's
big
still
changes
clearing.
to a companion quest that
Anyway.
I've seen.
You ready to go?
Yeah, I'm curious what the follow-up dialogue's all going
Let's
to be.
get you home.
Maybe this Harding will glow red as opposed to blue. Maybe. Maybe.
Veilguard and the others are returning to Kal Shirak to spread word of what happened. They'll need to be strong in the coming days. We all will.
And I think you've proven your strength.
Me? Oh, I couldn't have done it without you. You can ask me how I'm feeling, you know?
How are you?
I was always afraid of my anger. I told myself it was better to be nice. And I pushed it aside.
Oh, I actually really like this. I like this from the reading that, like, that thing we thought was, in part, a manifestation of born of Harding, like, trying to push those emotions away. And I feel like embracing those emotions rather than pushing them away as a path to, like, healthy reconciliation is really interesting,
I pushed
actually.
away the Titan's anger, too. It festered and became destructive.
But now...
It's part of me. Like everything else I inherited from the Titans. I don't think I'll ever stop being angry. But I'm no longer afraid
You're not
of
afraid
it.
to be angry.
So what's next for you?
First, we stop the Elven Gods. And after that...
Okay.
well, One step at a time. See where it takes me.
Trust yourself. I do.
You're just a bottomless well of support, aren't ya?
I try.
Oh, and I don't know if I said thank you, so thank you, Rook. I wouldn't be here without you.
Yes, I do want to see Harding kick Solus in the nuts before this game is done. Now that we're embracing anger. What's next for you? I'm gonna burn down Elganon's fucking house. Is what's next? Yes, please. Right, have we got any more companion quests to pick up while we're here? Right, a song from the stone. Embracing the Titan's wrath and drawing strength from it, Harding seeks a way to right the injustices of the past. Hero of the Veilguard. Your trust and support has helped Harding find confidence in abilities both old and new. So yes, Harding is now, like, loyalty... There's still more of Harding's story to do, but we have now done enough of Harding's companion quest that Harding is, like, loyalty mission done. You know, not going to automatically die in the suicide mission in Mass Effect 2 status. Liz says, this is not entirely the direction I thought it would go with anger, but I'm happy with it. Yeah, I was really hesitant to pick anger, but honestly, I like that a lot more than I thought I would. So yeah, there'll be different skills because we picked anger. The stone's vengeance. Harding has been blessed with mastery over stone and can lift and shatter the earth to impale her enemies. Ooh! Stalactites of destruction. Titan's Vengeance. A suit of Kalsharoth armor to honor the Titans and their anger. It strengthens Harding's own connection to the stone. Ooh, cool armor. Detonations apply bleeding, plus 25% physical damage versus enemies that are already bleeding. Ooh. Well, that's fun. That's fun armor. Well, there we go. We now have one loyal companion. We have one companion out of the bunch that is ready for the end game. At least emotionally. Let's upgrade some gear quickly. See who else has things they want us to do. Armor with abs indeed, right? Okay, who's ready for a meeting up here? I don't think it's going to be Lucanus, because we haven't done Lucanus's mission yet. Okay, it's two people hanging out.
No. I had to kill a man once who did blood magic on Nugs.
Oh, Lauren, yes, I am romancing Tash. I am doing so. There's a lot I like about the Tash romance. It is definitely the one that locks you in earlier, so it's meant that I have seen a lot less of the flirting, the early game flirting with other characters as a result of it, but it's the one I wanted to do on stream for trans purposes.
100 little pigs with hands came after me. All together in one big writhing ball. Have you ever tried to stab a ball of angry Nugs? That was a bad job.
Oh, look at these two finally bonding as friends properly.
You know what the Wandering Hills are named for? Is a monster. Big heap of red tentacles that crawls around, devouring everything in its path. The damn thing was a hillside, the size of a village. You try fighting a hill with a sword sometime.
How did you kill it?
Lamp oil. Everything stank of burnt tentacles for miles after.
If the two of you were going to open a bottle, you might have told me first.
It's not a good bottle.
Might have to pick up a supply. I have a feeling we'll need it. Is anyone else hungry? Maybe I should cook something.
What about you, Rook? What's the worst job you've ever been on?
Nevin Harding didn't tell you about our hunt for Solus then?
They don't tell it the way you would.
I mean, it ended with the elven god of lies in my head. Is that enough to win the worst job contest?
You joining us then?
Fine. I'll cook something, if Rook's staying.
Maybe just for a minute.
Rook's story first. Then Lucanus owes me one about this contract on a Bronto.
Mierda. That Bronto.
Oh, they finally... I like that they don't rush to getting those two back to being friends. It's a good, like, 15 hours between big fallout, begrudging acceptance of each other and respect but not liking each other, to properly having a little hangout in the evening. It's like... I like that they don't rush this stuff, that they let these ebbs and flows of relationship have their time properly. Right. Oh, let's go do more companion quests. Who we got next? Let's have a look.
I'd heard of archdemons before, but never one like that.
Honestly, with everything I've heard about Gillenane, I'm glad it wasn't worse. In the legends about her, she's nice. She created the Hala. She guides us to our destination. But if you read between the lines, it's, well, creepy.
Oh, good.
Right, who is next? Let's go do Lucanus. Let's go find out about Lucanus's, So yeah, last time we spoke to Lucanus, it was like, hey, my shady cousin Ilario? Yeah, he's the reason I got locked up in that prison, and he's probably something to do with dead grandmother. We should probably do something about that. We've got a little Veilguard logo on Harding now. Lovely. Let's go sort out Lucanus's stuff. Let's
They carry messages.
Let's carefully do so without accidentally triggering plot progression, because I think plot progression is this way. Venatori continues to set up their rituals. We must resist somehow.
Another message asking for help dealing with Venatori. Let's get to it.
Yeah, at some point soon I need to stop again and do some offline... just some basic side quests. Clean up some of the towns a little bit.
Break those crystals. We need to get through that barrier.
Oh, right, where do these crystals lead? One there. This way.
So where's the gate?
The Cobbled Swan is famous, but you won't find the best drinks in the city there. Find a bar with no name.
Huh. Some kind of fabulous treasure buried in the city?
In Minrathos. It's a trap.
This should never happen. Not anywhere.
Okay, let's just pick up all the side quests on the way. Musicians, singers, acrobats, and buskers are missing in Docktown. They've vanished entirely. Patrons of the Cobbled Swan are said to be missing their musicians.
Buskers disappearing from Docktown. Why? Something to look into.
Many things to look into, and it's going to be really important we look into all of these, because we need this town to be in good standing.
Let's see what we can find.
Given that it's the one we didn't protect earlier. Yeah, why are we meeting here rather than in Treviso? For this one.
You found something? About Ilario?
Possibly.
What do you mean, possibly? You have something or you don't?
It's Caterina.
We don't know that for certain.
Tell me.
Your mother's alive?
I've got my eyes on Villa della Morte. One of them brought back one of Caterina's rings.
It had been thrown out with the trash. Ilario would never do that. He'd at least pawn it somewhere.
You think Katerina threw the ring away as a message that she's inside the house?
Her opal ring. Lucanis, you know what that means.
She gave that ring to my mother. It was the mark of her favor. House Veilguard killed my parents and sent it back to Caterina to demand she surrendered the seat of First Talon. She's alive.
Grandmama is alive.
Ilario, you idiot.
We need more eyes in the
That's a
villa to
really
see for
smart way
certain.
of getting the fact you're
Ilario would
alive
tear the
out
city
there.
apart searching if he'd lost this. How could she be alive? What is he thinking? How am I supposed to deal with this?
We need to plan a rescue. The sooner we get Caterina out of there, the better.
I'm with you. Let's get
could be a
Katerina out
trap.
of there, like,
We
right the
have
hell
to deal
now.
with Ilario first.
He could still kill her if we move against him. Maker knows what's in his head.
V, you're too pessimistic for your own good. Reason with him, Lucanis.
I thought I had a clear shot at my target. What if I go after him and get Caterina killed? Help us.
How? What do you need?
He'll listen. He always listens to you. Come.
What did you do? Is this the Fade? It seems different. It isn't like those fragments of Solas's past in the Crossroads either.
Lucanis is here. Always. Behind locked doors. I can't break through.
This was not part of the game when we didn't save Treviso. When Treviso got destroyed, we never got a mission hanging out inside the shared consciousness getting to chat with Spite. Oh, that's fucking interesting. Thimba, I read that piece about David Gator talking about writing Dorian's story and the emotional stuff going on there. It's an interesting read for sure. Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Let's
I was desperate for more Spite content in my first playthrough. We seem to be, from what I can tell, we're in the co-op Mind Palace, I think.
A useful demon, and instead I have a useless abomination. Wonderful!
I know this place. It's the Ossuary. Prison we freed Lucanis from.
Freed? No. We've always been here.
Right. It's not the real Ossuary, but it doesn't seem like a memory either.
Oh.
Lucanis is in here somewhere, right?
Yeah, Nick's dog says, I'm excited for you to see this bit then. It was really good when romancing Lucanis. Yeah, here's the thing. I want to romance Lucanis at some point. Lucanis is number 3 on my list. I've romanced Taj. I'm doing a playthrough to romance Emmerich at the moment. Lucanis is next. I was really curious because I was like, I feel like a romance with Lucanis, you would need some more Spite content in there. But yeah, no, having not saved Treviso the first time, ooh.
He's... what? Where they kept his blood?
Yes. Go there. The logs. Everywhere. I can't touch them.
How do I get past the locks? Turn myself into a mouse? Fight a bunch of giant...
Envy is the rarest of all demons. Most challenging to cultivate. Conditions must be perfect.
Nobody's here.
Don't start. Bro, how long are you going to keep doing this?
Oh hey, we're actually running around with Spite. I've only just realized Spite's like running around with us. This is the thing I wanted more. I wanted Spite to take over the body sometimes in the real world and that be more a part of the plot.
From this crucible, a new Teventa shall be cast.
Rock, did you forget our deal? You were to bring my grandson back to me.
I did.
You brought me an abomination. Where is my grandson?
Tenderness and terror, rage and relief. Old stale fear of disappointment.
This is the Fade. So this Katerina is a spirit? Something like that?
No, Lucanus is mine. They won't dare. Thoughts live here. Ideas, feelings.
She's his idea of Katerina then. Katerina? Lucanus is trapped. But I think you're part of his way out. Lucanus may have changed, but he's still the little boy you loved and raised.
He's not changed. He's possessed by a demon.
And you would never think of rejecting him, whatever happened. Would you?
Oh, this is such important, interesting Lucanus content. Oh, I kind of don't like that this is that this is missable if you don't save Treviso. This is so such important Lucanus content.
Tiresome. There's no point, you know. Nothing awaits you anymore. You're long dead.
You should be grateful to give your life for the Magister's research. What an honor!
Don't worry, Rook. I've got my eye on the prisoner.
You've conjured up a friendly face, Lucanus. But your real friends and allies need you, in the real world.
Rook, are you sure Spite isn't tricking you? What if there's no Lucanus, just the demon?
After a year in the ossuary, you might believe that. But you're no demon.
Also, like, even if that was the case, if Lucanus was just Spite pretending, I've become friends with pretend Spite in that case. What does it matter?
This isn't the mind of a human being, let alone an Antivan Crow.
You're the man you were, Lucanus, even buried in this pain. No demon would punish itself like this.
You really shouldn't trust anything you find in the Fade.
I trust you, Lucanus, and I trust myself to get you home.
Oh.
Let me.
You know that's the kind of attitude that's gonna get you killed, right?
Yeah.
I'll risk it. I have a master assassin on my side.
Oh.
Don't I?
Just be careful.
Oh, this is so nice. This is... Oh, this is my favourite bit of second playthrough content so far. This is my favourite change compared to that first playthrough.
Hey, Rook. Should you be here? Can't say it's the safest place in the world.
Stomach-churning excitement. Dread with a hint of hope. Long way to fall.
Somehow I thought Lucanus would think of Nev as being more... Tevinter.
Tevinter? People come in three kinds. Family, enemies, contracts.
I like that.
I hope that's just Spite talking. Nev, you need to let us pass.
You know how he is, Rook. Even if you open the door, Lucanus won't walk through it. This is where he wants to be.
Lucanus always has a choice. If he can't see that, I'm here to show him.
You really think you can help him? You're such a sap, Rook.
Oh.
I think it's time you stood aside and let me try.
Yeah, this is making me infinitely more interested. If I hadn't literally just started my Emmerich romance playthrough, this is really selling me on the idea of romancing Lucanus.
To malicious spirit. Whatever will you become next, I wonder?
This is so interesting.
Even if it kills you.
It's such a large piece of content to have not been playable.
Look, you're too good to be wasting your time in a place like this. Forget about my cousin. You've got much more important things to worry about, don't you? You've got the weight of the world on your shoulders.
Sharp, Jack. jagged edges, hurt with every breath. Grief and relief.
God, this is what I needed. I needed just one good Spike mission.
Lucanus, you don't owe Ilario a second thought, much less a supporting role.
He put us here.
You've got to leave this be, Rook. You turn my cousin loose, it's only going to cause more grief.
This scum doesn't get to speak for you, Lucanus. Everything that's
I
happened
accidentally
is his fault.
missed the expanded dialogue there, but...
Are you sure of that?
I guarantee there would be an Antivan Crow special dialogue there.
With a demon? He's not even a mage. Or do you think maybe he just found the one there already? He'll carry this prison with him forever. And he'll fill it with corpses given time.
We need out.
You're an Antivan Crow, Lucanus. A professional. Trained to
I'm gonna see if there's an
collateral
autosave
damage
I
and
can
go after
reload.
the real enemy.
You have no idea what the consequences will be.
Whatever they are, Lucanus, I'll be there to help you.
Okay. As my last autosave is maybe a minute ago. Yeah, let's reload that. I want to see what that dialogue I missed there was. It should be pretty easy to... Oh yeah, we missed basically nothing. We can skim some dialogue. I want to see if there's a...
Will you become next, I wonder?
There's a cool bit of crow plot there. Yeah, oh, here we go. Grief for who?
I think Ilario will be feeling that grief. Right, Lucanus?
You know that Katarina had 5 children? 8 grandchildren. All dead now, except for Lucanus and me. Last time the Grows fought a war of succession, House de la Morte lost everything. Except the seat of First Talon. This time, we fight ourselves. What will be left then? You think you'll survive? Your friends? Your cause?
This scum does...
Okay, yeah. Cool.
What?
Okay.
Cousin, stop. You can't dwell on this. It'll drive you mad.
What are you doing here, Rook?
Lucanus.
I have not moved. There's nowhere to go.
You see? He breaks our agreement. His mind is still here. He wants to stay here, so he keeps me here.
In the playthrough where you don't save Treviso, does this never happen? Lucanus spends the whole game mentally still in prison. The whole, yeah, I'm outside, but inside I still feel like I'm in there. This is what Spike meant about he promised he would break us out. It wasn't about wanting to be, like, not physically tethered to Lucanus. It was... Spike was trying to escape the lighthouse because he had a craving feeling to escape containment. Because he was trapped in the prison still. Because Spike lives in Lucanus' mindscape and Lucanus is still in the prison in his mind. Oh, this is so much more interesting. Lucanus, you've really shot up in my companion list now.
Mierda! Why would I want to stay? Even in my head, this place is a nightmare.
Right, but it's a nightmare you already defeated. I get it now. As bad as the ossuary was for you, it was better than the alternative.
God, this is great!
What alternative?
The ossuary, Zara. You could solve those problems with a blade. But healing again? Living as an abomination? There's no simple answer there. And if you fail, you could hurt the ones you love.
No. This is not Damn it, Rook!
Oh.
Make him leave.
This has really shot Lucanus further up. I'd have been really hard-pressed on whether Lucanus or Emmerich was the next romance if I'd seen this in my first playthrough. God. Lauren Yellingham says, a fucking spite demon is literally going therapy-tize his brain so we can both move on. Oh, this is so good. I'm so glad I did this second playthrough on stream. Make him leave.
He's trying to leave Spite. It's complicated. Mortals can't just change ourselves. It takes a lot of time.
Rook, you're right. There has to be a way through this. It's just so much. I cannot see how to begin.
For people who've romanced Lucanus, are you already romancing him by this point? Like, have you had the option to, like, lock him in as a romance at this point? Because what I want to do right now, and I feel like this would work really well if you were romancing Lucanus, is I just want to hold his hand and physically walk, like, hold his hand and lead him the way out. Being trapped in a mental prison makes him more desirable. No, it makes him more interesting. It gives him more depth. Because here's the thing. I wasn't interested in romancing him because I didn't know enough about Spite. Spite was my big question mark. I was like, what's the deal with Spite? Why don't we get to know more of Spite? There's this whole half of this person that I want to know before I get interested in him as a character. I'm like, oh, there's interesting context to Lucanus, but also we get to properly get to know Spite and we get to see, like, oh, Lucanus doesn't even realize how much he's trapping Spite. He doesn't even realize how trapped Spite is. It makes this a much more, like, interesting, oh, I want to see what a journey deepening with this character is like. Okay, you're locked into the romance at this point. Interesting. Unintentionally supportive Spite demon is my favorite demon in this game anyway.
Start small, you and Spite. Figure out a goal you can both agree on, then make it happen.
A contract?
Contracts are for clients. Call this an alliance. But on what
Okay,
terms?
apparently this scene is very good when romancing him. Cool, that's all I need to know. I don't need to know specifics. I look forward to this. Save Katerina.
Didn't you just learn her grandmother was alive? What are you waiting for? Go rescue her!
That's true.
Fighting crows?
And anyone else that gets in our way. Do we have a deal? We free Katarina together.
Together, we will fight!
I think I was really on the right track. So, again, I've made this comparison a few times, and I think this makes it so much more, like, clear that I was on the right track. I keep comparing this to, for anyone who's seen the show The Owl House, Ida's whole thing with the Owl Beast curse, where she has, like, the spirit of an angry owl demon living in her. And, like, she spends the whole, like, so much of the series drinking potions to, like, keep this thing suppressed, but then is basically forced to have to go on a dream journey with this thing and ultimately realize, like, hey, it's just as scared and upset and distressed to be trapped with me as I am with it. And if we can just, like, learn to engage with each other a bit, learn to harmonize with each other, maybe I even let you out sometimes. Like, we come to an understanding where sometimes I let the owl come to the surface rather than squashing it down all the time. Maybe the owl coming to the surface won't be such a bad thing. Ends up being how she sort of gets a new physical form that combines human and owl forms, and it's really interesting. But, like, this feels so tonally similar to that. Spite isn't as cute, but honestly, I'm kind of kicking myself for not seeing it before, says Lauren. Yeah, right? This is the scene I was missing in my first playthrough to really solidify that. This is Ida and the Owl Beast. And I love it. I am a sucker for this kind of story. Oh, and you're gonna step into each other and be sort of one for now. Oh, please tell me that after this we see more of Spite casually coming to the surface.
Are you alright?
What's the matter with the two?
Oh, and are we gonna get to see more of Spite outside of scenes where Spite's, like, trying to break out of the lighthouse?
We worked some things out. That's all.
How
Oh.
long were we standing here? Just long enough for it to get awkward. You're sure you're all right?
We're fine, Thea. Don't waste your worry
Oh,
on
Owl
us.
House style
Can I
Spike
trust
fan
the
art
two
would
of
be
you to keep an eye on
adorable.
Ilario? If he starts anything, I want to know about it.
Oh, this is such a
I was
good.
going to do that anyway.
It's such a good
You're
mission.
planning something.
Oh.
I'm getting Katarina back. But Viago is right. We need more information before we move. Ilario panicked when I came back alive. If he panics again, he could actually kill her this time.
Look, I know that, like, Docktown being lost to the Venatori really fucking sucks. And that I've been saying during this playthrough that, like, you know, honestly, I think we probably should be saving Docktown at the expense of Treviso. I will never be doing that in future. Lucanus with Treviso saved is so much more interesting of a story than Nev with Docktown saved. Like, even with saving Docktown, she doesn't, like, get a quest because you saved Docktown that is as interesting as this, that fleshes out her character as much as this. Even with saving Docktown, I can't think of a quest this important for Nev. And, like, I can't imagine doing another playthrough of this game where this doesn't happen. Like, this is too important a scene to me. I think this is the thing that's going to make me consistently save Treviso in future playthroughs.
We'll only get one chance.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, this has really made the decision for me between Docktown and Treviso for future playthroughs. That was such a good mission. Also, we're level 40 now, which means we can start doing the other side of the Spellblade. There we go, we've done that. 3.
Why don't you...
Okay, let's go back to the lighthouse for now. Oh, how I love that. When is the Game Awards? I've lost track of when the Game Awards is happening. I should probably have that on my calendar. When is the Game Awards this year? December 13th at half past midnight, so kind of December 12th. Oh, it's like 2 weeks away. That's coming up fast. Alright, who's got plot for us? Let's get upstairs so we can hear this.
Balara, it seems like your brother Syrian's mixed up with the wrong crowd.
Yeah, I still don't understand.
Well, the Grey Wardens have taught me that no one's beyond redemption.
I hope so.
This is my favourite bit of the game, where there is just this constant density of side quest content.
Hey, that
with
blood
the
mage
companions.
controlling people in your neighborhood?
Aelia, what about her?
Why doesn't anybody in charge stop her?
Because she hasn't left Docktown. It's poor, doesn't have a lot of mages, so the people in power don't care.
That's Vashadan.
Not news to me.
It is indeed Vashadan. But is something going to get Vasha done about it? Haha! I'm good with words. I'm one of those professional writers, you see.
Oh, great. Is it your turn to cook? What's all this gonna be?
paella. Well, 2 of them. One without seafood for Emmerich. And the gooseberry pie for dessert. Nev's favorite.
You made dessert just for Nev?
Oh.
There's enough for everyone.
The Nev
Yes, but you
Lucanus
still made it
romance
just for her.
is happening.
You think it's a bad idea?
You're sweet on Nev.
You like Nev.
Don't say it like that. You think it's too much?
You like the most boring character. Oh, that's sweet. No, Nev isn't bad. Nev is just, in a game full of very strong characters, Nev is the one that I'm finding the least connected to, for me personally.
Don't they say the way to someone's heart is through their stomach? It's perfect.
The best way to the heart is between the 4th and 5th ribs. Don't listen to Biago.
That was definitely not what we were just talking about.
I've looked at people doing tier lists. There are people for whom Nev is their favorite character in this game, and I'm like, sure, you do you. Different strokes for different folks. I don't see the appeal.
Honest.
I'm not good at this. Hilario's always been the charming one. I just had to be good with a knife.
You can be both.
Rook.
This is why we have so many
Thank you
characters, so
for
everyone
giving
can
me
have
this
one they like.
contract.
Go for it, buddy. Go, make a fancy pie. Tarsh, Emmerich, and Lucanus are my top 3 pretty easily. Harding is fantastic, but like, I don't know. Harding is wonderful and sweet and lovely in all the ways I kind of expected. I like the ones who have a little more texture, a little more angsty strife going on in their narratives. That's just my personal taste, and like Tarsh, Emmerich, Lucanus, great for that. Balara and Davrin, very interesting like storylines, even if as people I don't always find them the most compelling during their arcs. Like Balara's story with her brother, super sweet, super interesting, super memorable. Davrin bonding with Asan, going to rescue the Griffins, fighting against the Gloom Howler with the crown that looks like it's made of like huge toenails. Very memorable. The two of them have very good, memorable side quests, but I don't find them particularly engaging moment to moment. It feels like their emotional states are fairly... They don't have a big as big an emotional arc they need to do, and I thrive in the I gotta sort out all my complicated, messy feelings territory. It says a lot about a game's writing when the worst character can be described as just a bit boring. Yeah, the worst I can say about Nev is... Like, if I'm going to talk about Nev, the character that's, like, bottom of my tier list, I'm like, she has a fucking fascinating character design. The prosthetic leg shaped like a cobra is one of the most interesting single design elements I've ever seen on a character. I think the biggest problem with her companion quest is it's kind of forgettable, in that it's also a quest about trying to take down a blood mage, when there's arguably a character who you have... I don't think it helps, Nev, that Lucanus' companion quest has you fight a blood mage way earlier than you get to her blood mage, which means it feels like you've kind of already done the blood mage thing, and makes her villain feel less memorable as a result. She has interesting texture when, like, you make the choice about supporting her or not, and supporting her town, and I think, I'll say this, I think she is the most she feels the most genuinely integrated into her community. When you go on those quests with her where you're, like, walking around the town, doing an investigation, buying the newspapers from the people that sell the special newspapers with clues in them, she feels like she really does live in the community she's in. And if you play a Shadow Dragon alongside her, it definitely does help to foster a connection with her that I think is decent. But there's never anything bad with her story, it's just a little, okay, yeah, wasn't the most memorable. And if that's the worst I have to say about her as a companion, this game's done alright, where the companion I least connect with, it's like, yeah, no, it was fine. It was decent enough. And, like, I know there are people who feel the same way about other characters, because that's the way these things go. If you can get me to feel better than that about almost all of your cast, you've hit a solid ground floor of opinion. Right, what time is it? It's 11:30. Let's do Davrin's quest. Let's go find out what's going on with these missing griffins. Like, Davrin... I feel like Davrin could have been way higher on my tier list if he'd started a bit more of a, like, a gruff military arsehole. Like, he's a little too nice from the start. Like, I want early Davrin where he's, like, reluctant to be dad to Asan the Griffin. I want him to be a little bit more like some kind of army lieutenant that comes out of it being like, it's not my job to feel stuff, it's my job to get shit done. I give orders and the orders are followed, and this bird will not do the things I say. I know they haven't been taught how to do the things I say, but my job is to say it and it gets done. Like, if he started a bit more like that, and, like, built up to where he is by the end, I think I'd find his a really satisfying story. I think he's just... I'm not necessarily always sold that he is as much of an asshole as the game sort of needs you to think he is. Like, you can see that he's gonna come around and be a good dad very early. Yeah, look, I'm a little biased maybe when I say that Tash is my favorite, but Tash is my favorite. Oh, I didn't show this on stream. I don't know how visible this is going to be on camera. I got a little enamel pin of all of the Veilguard companions. Yeah, I can make this a little more visible. All of the Veilguard companions on a little enamel pin that looks pretty cool. Yeah, I think the companions are this game's strongest point. Again, you know, biases being what they are. I think that, like, there is a reason, but for all the reasons people like and dislike the choice, I think you can understand why they changed this game's name to The Veilguard and named this game after the group of companions rather than Solus as a potential villain, because that is what this game is ultimately about. This game's biggest strength is the companion stories. But yes, as biased as I am, like, Tash is the character I have a little chibi one of on the back of my phone, you see.
Thanks for tagging along.
Being a little chibi Tash.
Those feelers I put out about the Gloomhowler turned up something. Evka, I got your message.
I figured you'd want to hear this. This is Davrin and Rook. You can trust them.
What's your name?
You're in a town full of Grey Wardens. It's probably the safest place in the world right now.
How can we help?
My name's Valya. When I heard about Wise Helped, what happened... I once trained to be a Grey Warden, but I left before the joining.
It's not for everyone.
It wasn't that. It's... I'm the one who found the griffin eggs before they hatched.
I've got about 1,000,000 questions. But why come to us now?
I knew some of the wardens who were caring for the griffins, Remy and Lancet. I think I know what killed them.
Ooh. The Gloomhowler.
Oh,
it's the Grey Warden, isn't it? An elf.
But that's all we know.
Yes. Her name was Isaiah. I found her diary. She was a mage. She blighted all the griffins during the 4th blight.
What?
Upon direct orders from the first warden at the time. She had no choice. This was centuries ago.
Yep. the woman trying to blight the last few griffins was originally ordered to do so while working as a Grey Warden. The Grey Wardens gave the order to blight all the griffins. The fact almost all the griffins are gone is because of orders given by the first warden. She's only doing what she was told to do. She's trying to protect, in her eyes, she's trying to protect the last 6 Grey Wardens, the last 6 griffins from the Grey Wardens. Because the reason most of the griffins are dead is because of the Grey Wardens. Fucking love this as a turn.
Why would they do that?
In her diary, Isaiah said the Blight was going badly. The Wardens couldn't win. They turned to blood magic. The Griffins fought harder, longer.
I see where this is going.
Isaiah didn't want to do it, but orders were orders. It won the war.
But then...
The Griffins became rabid. They turned against the Wardens.
So then the first warden turned against them.
He ordered them all destroyed.
That's why they're extinct.
Yeah. Liz B says, this game really torpedoes the reputation of the first wardens. It really does. Tara says, one thing about Dragon Age I always liked, and this game does well, is showing the different attitudes elves have to their history and culture. Davrin and Balara have such different views of their religion and culture, shows that they're not a monolith. Yes, but I like that both of them are forced to confront the history of their people in different ways. Balara really struggles with, like, the religious aspect of encountering the elven gods, whereas Davrin sort of comes at it from having to learn about the first wardens and the problems of the wardens, and then contextualize, like, I am from a people that did bad things, and I became part of an order that did bad things, and has to sort of tackle it that way.
I can understand why this Isaiah is so pissed.
She felt betrayed by the Wardens, forcing her to do it. As penance, she hid the remaining eggs with a protective spell. I followed the clues and found them.
That was 400 years ago. She shouldn't even be alive.
Her last entry said she left for her calling.
Then she's probably in the deep roads. Blighted. Twisted.
Hassan? I was there the day you hatched. You've grown.
Careful, he's a shameless flirt.
That's because he's such a pretty boy, isn't he? I remember feeding him gingerwort truffles as a baby.
So you're the reason Davrin's been hunting mushrooms instead of monsters.
Anything for the prince.
Oh.
I don't see a crown on your head yet, boy.
There should be. Griffins give the Wardens hope. Something to rally around after Weishaupt. Please find his brothers.
Yeah, but do they deserve that thing to rally around after what they did to the Griffins? Is the question, isn't it?
Stay safe, Hassan.
Ooh, interesting. We're getting new Nintendo patents.
This is good information.
I'm curious.
But it still doesn't tell us what Gloomhowler is.
No, but the other wardens will keep looking. The Gloomhowler, Isaiah, can't hide forever.
Nintendo has put out a patent that appears to show using having a Nintendo Switch that's maybe like playing on the TV in docked mode, and having that Switch show a QR code that you could scan with a phone to then use your phone for various wireless purposes with your Switch, for like, you know, using it as a controller or some way to interact with the game, or remote second screen viewing of your gameplay experience. Perhaps if you had one of those controllers you clip around your smartphone, being able to use your phone like a Wii U gamepad to play your Switch games off the off the screen, do a second screen sort of activity. People are looking at these patents, and I think rightly going, are they trying to bring back the Wii U gamepad, but without selling you a gamepad? Just being like, connect your smartphone, that's your gamepad now. We'll stream your map to your phone. We'll stream, like, your inventory screen to your phone and you can tap to change it in game. I'm like, that would be cool. I do think the Wii U was a really interesting idea. And I think using your smartphone for like second screen stuff that doesn't need to be like instantly real time, like map screens, inventory management, etc., without pausing, could be a really interesting thing if Nintendo wanted to fuck around with it again.
I think we can make this work.
Okay. That's another quest there done. Alright, let's go back to the lighthouse, see what more we can get. Yeah, patterns don't necessarily mean anything's happening, but it would be I would be very on board with that being a key feature of the Switch successor.
It's weird. Minrathous being full of poor people.
Everywhere's got poor people.
No, I mean... My mother told me stories about Tevinter. Made it sound like it was all rich and powerful mages.
Your mother was in Parvalan before she came to Ravane. Her people were at war with Tevinter. Not surprised the stories she heard had us all wealthy and decadent.
Fair. Right, eventually we will be forced to progress the plot. Ooh, Davrin's got more... Lucanus. Is it Lucanus or is it someone else hanging out in the kitchen? Lucanus and Harding.
This smells amazing. Does all coffee smell like this? Or just the stuff you make?
Coffee has a distinct aroma, if that's what you're asking.
Sorry. It was really rare where I grew up. And expensive.
Is it really a good idea having another coffee addict around here?
It's not really addictive, is it?
Tell us, Lucanus, is it really addictive?
You know I have my reasons for drinking it. So, Harding, what do you think?
You didn't answer the question, Lucanus, did you?
It's... delicious.
Everyone's first coffee drinking experience.
Really selling it, Harding.
Hey! I've known some liars, and I am definitely not it. And this stuff? It's good. It's warm.
I won't be upset if
It
you
is
don't like
warm.
coffee.
He really wouldn't.
I know, but sorry. It's just this thing I do sometimes.
Acting so people will like you?
It sounds terrible when you say it like that. I know I don't need to do it. I just do.
Well, everyone you know seems to like you, so you're good.
Good job, Lace.
You must have been pretty tiny as a child.
Where'd that come from?
A tiny dwarven girl in a land of large human farmers.
Oh, yeah. I probably learned pretty quick that things worked out better if people liked me.
Yeah, Tara says this is such a good window into Harding's mind. I really like that this game introduces a lot of their characters having, like, I was going to say fundamental, not even fundamental, little character flaws. Things that are like, it's just a quirk of this character. It's a thing they do. And like, doing a little digging to be like, yeah, where's that come from? Calling out on people pleasing, like, damn. Well, that's the thing. I like that they give Harding room to be like, yeah, I grew up in a place where, like, I was a bit different from everyone, and it kind of helped if I got people to like me quickly, it smoothed over the fact that I was different.
If they agreed with me, or I agreed with them.
Some people like cream or sugar in their coffee.
Maybe coffee just isn't my thing.
People-pleasing behavior for your own safety in an unsafe environment. Wouldn't know anything about that. Couldn't empathize with that at all. Do the behaviors that will get other people to be happy because that is what is safest for you.
Hey, Rook.
I was planning to take Hassan to the woods in Arlethan soon. Want to keep us company?
Sounds good to me.
Hassan will be glad to hear it. Needs to stretch his wings.
Alright, we got more character side quests. We should probably do Nev's. Quest. Let's chase some leads. Meet with the threads. Find out what their stuff going on is. Right, I think we are heading back down to the Cobbled Swan for this.
Mona's Pell Dance Act.
Those missing buskers performed here. Let's see what we can find.
At some point we'll try and find out what we can find, but for now... So many of our quests right now are congregating in the Cobbled Swan. Here we go.
There's dangerous fanatics, then there's Aelia. She's loose in Ducktown. And we're in the dark.
What's the plan?
The Threads and Aelia's Venatori are at war. That might slow Aelia down, but until I know her plans, I need to hear whatever information the Threads pick up.
What about Rana? Can she help?
I told Rana that Aelia's back. She needs the warning. As for help, Rana wants to be an example. Not sure where that goes anymore.
Sorry, I'm just reading something interesting. Okay. Sorry, I'm keeping an eye on a thing that's important for work. I'm waiting for an update. I'll tell you in a minute what I've seen. Rana wants to be an example.
You're worried about her.
I'm worried about everyone. I'm tired enough to admit it.
Because you took the Threads deal, Damas likes us.
What can the
Okay.
Threads do for you?
Aelia's a pain for both of us. Let's talk.
We know people in this town. Neighbors. When they don't turn up on the rounds, we notice. Aelia used the Threads for dirty work. Stolen relics, muscle, spies. These people, they disappear.
And you don't know where to.
Aelia's good at covering her tracks. That's why you're here. I've got names of missing people, including those hardly anyone noticed yet. All yours, no catch.
Yeah, but does no catch actually mean no catch? That's the question, isn't it?
There's always a catch. Besides, I thought Threads protect their streets.
Oh, the Venatori will end up bloody.
This is war. We find Aelia, we kill her. Give the cult something to think about. You find her, you do the same. Docktown's ours.
To Docktown. From the people who breathe it, bleed for it, no one's got its back like we do.
To a better Docktown, and doing the best we can till then.
You go far.
To home.
I
Those
think
missing buskers performed here.
I think I've worked out what the Docktown Nev's companion quest needed, I think, for it to land. It is a quest that is less defined by its villain than it is by the fact that the people of this community are being abducted, and that this place is losing people who, like, aren't important enough for the people in charge to pay attention, but are important to their local communities. And on paper, I know that those people are disappearing, and that it is, like, I know on paper the threat that is occurring to this town. I feel like the thing that's really missing is if this quest line with Nev had started with introducing us to some Docktown NPC, and, like, the first, like, 2 or 3 companion quests, they kept turning up, they were really funny, sweet, engaging, we learn a little about them, they were like a regular informant we keep coming back to or something, that, like, we had a chance to bond with, and they were one of the people who vanished. So we're like, oh, here is a personal face to put on the fact that people are disappearing from these communities. I think would have given me more to connect with about the importance of saving Docktown. Because I know it logically, but I think that's what this quest lacks, is I know that for Nev, supposedly this Ayala person we're going after is like someone she's got a history with, she failed to catch in the past, this, that, and the other. She's got a personal connection to this villain. I don't feel a personal connection to this villain. And I feel like if I felt a connection to someone who'd been kidnapped, I think that would make the fact I don't have a connection to her villain not so bad. Does that make sense? I feel like that would have elevated my feelings on this quest line a lot. Nick's Dog says, if they'd kidnapped Hal, who runs the fish stall you go to with Nev, I would have burned Docktown to find him. I always chatted with him when I was nearby, and he has some sweet lines of dialogue. Hal from the fish stand is exactly who I was thinking about. I think if you make Hal a slightly more prominent character, you have a couple more interactions where you have to interact with him, and then Hal had been kidnapped, I think Hal would have been a really perfect candidate for that. Yeah. Yeah, we're all on the same page. I didn't want to say it at first. I was like, I want to talk in the abstract.
We can find.
Yeah. Let's just come down here quick. Yeah, this should have been. Unless, has he been kidnapped? If he's been kidnapped, the game needed to make a way bigger deal of that. Oh yeah, he's not in his fish stall. That's what I mean, right? They needed to, if he's one of the people who's been kidnapped, they needed to make they needed to big him up more, and then big up that he has vanished more. They needed to make, I think Hal would have made a great centerpiece to that. I guess Hal was kidnapped. Why did the game not emphasize that to me? Why was Nev not going, Hal's gone, Hal's gone? I know that you don't know most of these people who've been vanishing, but you know Hal's gone. Yeah, you see where this has fumbled. You see where the pieces are here for what could have been a really good sell for that. Like, I'm emotionally connected to Hal from what we already had of him. I think they could have done more with Hal. And I think emphasizes his disappearance. Oh, we've got more Nev. Gonna be all companion quests today. Where the hell is Nev gonna get good fish now? Well, he can't have been kidnapped that long ago. There was still several fish on a stick on his stall. Untaken.
Supper in Docktown? You're actually taking a break? I've got leads to chase on Alia and Docktown's missing people. A few sources will only talk if I'm alone. But if you're around after, you help me uncover all this. Supper's on me.
Okay, this game has done a bad
Count
job
me
of it,
in.
but now that I know Hal has been kidnapped, ignore everything I said earlier. Nev's is an important quest. We gotta go save Hal. I'm invested in Nev's quest now, in spite of the game. We're doing it. We're gonna go save Hal. Also, you are correct. Everything tastes better served on a stick. On a stick is the optimal delivery method for a lot of food. Don't worry, Hal. We're coming for you. We're coming. We're gonna save you, Hal. All okay. We're gonna save you, Hal. We're gonna rescue you. Everything's gonna be okay. For Hal. And I suppose the rest of the people of Dogtown, but for Hal. Okay, we're gonna up to here, I guess. Arevia has been sold on Balatro. At the start of the stream, I said that Arevia had downloaded Balatro for the first time. About an hour and a half after downloading it. Damn, it's fun. I'm like, yep. It's a good game, that. There's a reason that it's on a lot of people's Game of the Year shortlists.
Held accountable for the damage the palace did to the city.
I hear the Magisterium is talking about it.
That's all they do, isn't it? Talk about it.
Laura is a Balatro pusher. She's just like Drugsy McRoachman. Yeah, look, sometimes I gotta get people hooked on that good shit. I say that while I played a couple of rounds during this stream. Right? I have it on mobile and it's become my new... It's there with Vampire Survivors as I want to play a few rounds of something while on a train for like half an hour. I've got half an hour on a train to fill. What do I have on my phone? Because like Balatro and Vampire Survivors were the two things I used to take my Switch in my bag for train journeys for. And now I'm like, oh, both of the Switch games I would have brought my Switch. I would have played on my Switch if I brought it. They're both on my phone. Cool, great.
Okay.
Right, spend time with Nev. Yeah. Yum yum, big bowl of dry cereal. Kitty cat!
I'm late. Tried grabbing something from Hal's on the way, but the fish fry's not running. So much for supper.
What have you been doing?
Chasing leads. On Alias Venatori, Dogtown's missing people, and anything that might come close.
It's because
Find
Hal's
anything?
missing, we gotta go find
Plenty.
Hal.
Something I can use is another story. So here we are. I'm out of leads, and you're at that supper I promised.
Don't worry about it. In this case, we'll get through it eventually.
Yeah. I could use a walk. And some rocks. You up for it?
Rocks?
Yeah.
Nev, why aren't you letting us pet the cat? Why aren't we petting the cat?
So, rocks. Look for good ones.
Ooh, you were serious about this.
You'll see why.
Kitty cat. I can pet the cat. I can pet the cat.
Nev company?
Or hoping for a treat.
I can pet the cat. Pet the cat, pet the cat, pet the cat. Never approves. I'm gonna pet the cat 1,000 times. Okay, one more. Let's go.
Why are we doing this?
You know what they say. Leave no stone unturned.
Really?
No.
You know, when I say we'll get through, I believe it.
I know you do.
You don't believe me?
There's another cat.
Time to put these rocks to use. Come on.
No, I want to pet the other cat. I don't want to put it to use. I want. Okay, we'll throw rocks, but then I'm petting the other cat.
How are we doing?
With the rocks or in general?
Let's stick with the rocks.
In that case, so far so good.
Let me pet the other cat.
I guess it
Let me
is.
pet the cat. Let me pet the cat. Let me pet the cat. I'll pet all the cats. Not just that one.
Liope, you still going?
Cassis doesn't have anyone else.
So many cats. Alright, where are we going?
Over here. I'll take you to my usual spot.
Fancy.
Isn't it?
Let me pet this. I can pet this one. I can feel the purring in the controller. Oh. Oh.
Is this what you do when you're out of leads?
I'd look over my notes, but I've got them by heart. I just need to clear my head.
Stepping back can't hurt. Clear minds get things done.
If only they stayed that way. You can't count on a lot here. When I started, I wasn't going to save Minrathus, never mind Thedas. But if I could take a job and follow through, well, maybe people could count on me. But at the end of the day, what have I done? What sticks? Venatori everywhere, Aelia waltzing back into town. I'm fighting, Rook.
You are?
Sometimes it feels as though the city itself stabs me in the back.
I wish we got to see more of that happening.
I'm here to help.
I wish we saw more of this rather than hearing it,
But getting
Nev.
mixed up in my problems, it's not the smart play. Rana's partner, Brahm. Where did it leave him? Where does it leave you?
Side by side with Nev Gallus. Like you are, for me.
You know you're a sap, right?
I can see how some of the lines in this would be really nice
She was
if you were
there.
doing a romance with Nev.
We didn't see her.
This word?
Maybe.
What did you work out, Nev? You gonna tell us?
Willing to chase a long shot? We need to get to the spillway.
Like, if you'd said out loud what was going on, maybe we could have, like, followed this journey
something
we're
on
having.
Aelia?
She was there. We just didn't see her.
At the spillway?
At the relic deal. When Aelia controlled Damas, she mentioned Bataris and the stolen relic. Why bring that up? Why would she care?
You think she was involved?
Or one of her puppets. She's been careful, but there may be something to pick up at the site. A witness. Anything.
Honestly, agreed. I think a black and white film noir filter and stuff would infinitely help. Like, play some 1950s noir thriller music during it. Really lean into the detective shit.
Let's check it out.
Maybe have some narration of like, it was a cold, rainy,
Guitarist
dark
had a
day.
red lyrium relic. Those don't play nice with the veil. The Viper left me a piece of... Remnants fade with time, but if we got here soon enough...
Remnants. We've got them.
Fainter than the ones we found before, but I'll see what I can draw out. Let's take a look. You bet.
And so much of this feels like, oh, go back to the place from the first mission and just go through the doors you weren't allowed to go through. Oh, is this the end of Nev's quest? Is this Nev's last, like, companion thing before she's loyal? It might be. This might be the make Nev a loyal companion mission. We might genuinely be finishing her companion quest already.
Two people's thoughts in one source. She wasn't a traitor. She was a puppet. Aelia moving goods to her followers. Look there. There's more. By the waterfall. We're close to something. I can feel it.
Skipping stones really worked.
I guess some of my plans pan out.
Oh, one of my chat windows has decided it doesn't want to work. All of a sudden...
This one's afraid. A witness? Someone else showed up too, after we left. If I can pull out more of an echo, a memory...
So Nev Gallus is back. Tell me what you saw.
Nothing, I swear.
Oh, this is going to be frustrating. I'm really sorry. To the people who are in the YouTube chat, my, like, combined chat window that shows me both chats has just decided to stop working. Give me a sec. I'm going to see if I can get the YouTube chat separately up. But my combined chat that shows YouTube has just decided it doesn't want to work right now. So I'm going to have to fiddle about for a second so I don't lose chat with anyone who happens to be on YouTube. Give me a sec. Can I pop this out separately? Pop out chat. Okay, and we move it up. Okay, yeah, that's fine. We can still... Okay, I can still read YouTube chat if it comes up. That'll do. Cool. Right.
Aelia.
Lisby says, I think the people in the YouTube chat just amounts to me. There was someone else in there earlier. It might just be you. But even if that is just you, I don't want you to be left out of being able to chime in on chat, you know.
They must have seen the fight.
I have a lot of people who watch on YouTube, but I like YouTube being able to interact still.
Would you see this city rise? Be a thrall in service to its glorious rebirth?
Thrall? No,
Silence! Your will
belongs to the Venatori.
Damn it.
The risen god will unlock my true power. He's given me Vena Vitalis. We start here.
You're saying a bunch of words. You're saying a bunch of words.
A rumor, an old Tevinter ritual to increase blood magic. Fake accounts appear on the black market. The real records were burned by magisters. It scared them. But if Aelia follows Elganon, if he could give her the trick, the Venatori are in power, but Aelia wants total control.
Blood ritual. Then the missing people. It's a lead.
But where? When? Who else does Aelia break before I track her down?
Nev?
This place means something to me. But what am
like, things we could have seen along the way that I think would have helped with Nev's mission is, like, people disappearing, emphasize Hal, so we, like, recognize Hal's disappearance and, like, that's a personal face that's gone missing. And then also, like, give us an example of this blood, the blood magic ritual stuff going on. Maybe have, like, we have a quest where we run into some regular people, like, attacking guards, and it's really confusing, we don't know why. And then it's like, oh, that was a practice run. The whole city's going to be mind controlled. Those people were attacking guards regardless of their own safety. That was just a test run for this woman trying to create her own personal army out of unwilling puppets. Like, show the consequences of this if this ritual goes ahead.
If I can't...
Just like a little bit.
Minrathis failed before. Not you. This time we stop Aelia for good. Venatori, who threatened Docktown, they've got Nev Gallus to fear.
She won't make it easy.
People's lives are at stake.
Aren't they always? I'm a sucker, Rook. Getting caught up in all this. Bad habit.
Then it sounds like nothing changed.
Is that a pep talk?
It's a fact. I was going for simple. Next up, we find Aelia.
Right.
Okay, so this is
After
not
that, we kick her ass.
quite the end of Nev's quest. We've got one more quest to actually go after Aelia. I really thought we were just going to go through those open double doors back there and go battle her. Right. I know this is a little earlier than I usually finish streaming. This might be where we start looking at wrapping up for tonight. I'm going to go back to... I'm going to go back to the lighthouse and see if anything else has popped up. But I might leave it to wrap here. It's been a long day. I was up very early and I had one of those days where disability is very tiring. And it might just be a let myself have an early-ish finish one. Like, considering earlier today I thought I was going to be cancelling this stream entirely, I thought this stream was just going to be off the table. The fact that we did this stream, and that we've been going, what, 2.5 hours? I think that's alright. Alright, everyone present and accounted for. Oh, Nev, have you got that lead? Okay, maybe we do one more. If Nev's... Okay, no, I thought this was going to be Nev ready for the final mission.
And we're lucky. If someone found the body before us, she would have been cremated.
Oh, this might be, actually.
I'll never understand that custom.
Okay, maybe we finish Nev's companion quest line
very
tonight.
exciting.
We'll see.
Nev's invited me to help solve a murder.
Oh, this isn't... No, this is a different thing.
Maybe they'll put your name in the Minrathis papers alongside Nev's.
Do you think so?
It's not as fun as it sounds. All right, let's start the show.
By the flame that stoked you, by the light that rises. Return and speak.
What do you want of this one?
You were a shadow dragon. Someone took you out.
She's already digging in. Be firm.
Why should this one speak?
For a chance to right some wrongs.
One last time.
Speak with no promise of answer.
You helped get people out of the city. Who was the last person you took?
No. Secret. This one's to protect.
They're clinging to a role, keeping secrets.
Fine. Then tell me who killed you. Did you see their face?
Their name gives the other away.
If they came for you, then they're coming for whoever you helped escape.
Nev knows what she's talking about. You can trust her.
Your final task will be for naught, unless you aid us.
This one saw the murderer's face. Piranhas. His son wanted out for Blood Mage family.
The Shadow Dragons will get him to safety.
Oh.
The spirit has left us. Thank you for trusting me with one of your dead.
Wouldn't leave that to just anyone. You're a different story. Thanks for the help.
Anytime.
Oh. Yeah, I think this is as good a place as we're going to get to wrap up for today. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. I hope you have had a nice evening. We'll be back on Friday with some more Dragon Age: The Veilguard. We are making good progress. We're plodding along. I will chat to you all soon. Have a good rest of your day.